Well, hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. In this episode, we are going to be doing a mishmash of things, but first of all, I'm going to unwrap our cushions. So, let's get on with that. One. 3, 4, 5, 6. So, I got these cushions from a great company on eBay. I will leave the link in the description below, and they're very flat at the moment. They've been sat actually in the other room for weeks. The company, it's a cushion tailor, something like that there. So yeah, I think I need to figure out what is what, but what we ordered was normal cushion, 3 inches of normal cushion at the bottom, and then 1 inch of memory foam at the top for comfort. Now what I now have to do is leave these for 24 hours for them to get puffed up, I don't know, for them to be released into their natural size. They're already getting bigger as I speak. And then I need to measure them for the material. So I've just checked. The company is called Foam Tailor. They're on eBay. I'll leave the link in the description below. This whole order cost us £204. That's including delivery. Because of the memory foam we added on top of it. To be honest with you, it wouldn't have been a hell of a lot of difference without the memory foam, but I wanted it for comfort. I could give you our measurements, but there's really no point because our benches will be different to your benches. But I have gone 3 inches deep on all of the depth. So the length, obviously, and the width is going to be different, but we've definitely gone 3 inches deep, and then the memory foam. So the hoping, and we also, the good thing about the Foam Tailor is they give you options of high density, medium density, and low density. So for the seating cushions, which I think are these, I think that's the high density one. Oh no, maybe not. Oh no, that might be the high density. That seems to be. Oh, that actually seems to be denser than that one. So this maybe is the back. So that's the bottom with the memory foam and the back. So the denser foam obviously seems to take a little bit longer to fill out, which would make sense. So yeah, we'll leave these for 24 hours and get measuring for the materials. Okay, so I am working on making straps for the freshwater tank. And what I have done is I have put this circular file onto the gas cooker and made it really, really, really hot. And then I have pierced a hole into the webbing. And the reason I've done that is I need to drill this into the wall of the cupboard. And if I just put the drill in, I know this is really good quality stuff, but I would still be worrying about fraying. So the reason I'm doing this is I'm singeing it and therefore sealing the outer edges so that when the screw goes in, it's not going to cut into the webbing and fray it. So let's do it again. Okay, so I have my file really hot. I'm going to press it in and pierce into the fabric. It goes in really easily because it's hot, and then that singes the sides. So I then have a nice seared hole in the webbing. So I've got 2 holes there, I have to do 2 more, and then we'll take it out and get it attached. What I'm also going to do is run the lighter over each end so it's sealed and again won't fray. Right, there's our straps in and secure. As a side note, I had to go back and make the holes a little bit bigger for the width of my screws, so if you're going to do it that way, just bear that in mind. I've also put washers on, just again to prevent fraying and keeping the strap secure. So let's get this tank in and figure out the buckles. So I bought these buckles on Amazon for this exact purpose, for this tank and the waste tank, which I'll show you in a minute because it came the other day. So I'm basically going to thread my webbing through here and have it buckled so that that water tank isn't going to go anywhere. Now I know it probably isn't going to go anywhere anyway because it's so bloody huge and filled with water and the door will be closed, etc. But you know, added safety measures, I think. And yes, probably further down the line I'm going to put these straps on this side as well. But you know what, time is of the essence. I only have 4 weeks left, and I don't even have 4 weeks left anymore. I now have 3.5, and I want to get as much of this done as possible while recording. Yes, I know, I'm a bloody lunatic. Right, I'm going to take this bit off. So you can see what I'm doing. Fix the buckle on. I did get it so it would be the right size. And then I can cut off any excess on this because we don't need all of this. I cut it longer than I needed again because I like to do that on a kind of safety level. I mean, as you do with cutting holes, you can cut off, you can't put it back on again. Well, you can, but again, it'd be a pain in the ass. Right, that's that one on. Am I doing that? Yes, I am. Don't know why I'm videoing myself putting a buckle on. I'm sure you're perfectly capable of doing that yourself. Right, and snap, tighten. Whoa. So that's one. Snap that in place. Tighten that up. Right, so that's another job done. I'm going to cut them off. Not too short, mind. And I actually wonder if it wouldn't be a smart idea, I'm not doing it right now, I wonder if it wouldn't be a smart idea to pierce another hole in this side and the other side and feed them back in and screw them back in to the cupboard. I think that would be a clever idea, so I'm going to do that. So very quickly to show you my waste tank. I think I said in my last video it was 15 litres. Is it? Poo. It's 5. So the reason I got it so small is, yes, it'll have to be empty on the daily, but it means it's not going to be super heavy either for myself or Trevor to lift out. The difference with the water tank is if we get a hose attachment, we can actually leave the freshwater tank in the van and just fill it up via the hose and then lift it into the cupboard, so it's not going to be up and down the bloody steps. Right, I'm going to get this one fastened in and get my waste pipe in. You can see the waste pipe up here. Get that in there. Get this strapped in like I've strapped the other one in, and that'll be another job done. Alright, so that's the waste one done, and what I did was what I said I was going to do, and I put some holes into this strap and I've strapped it to this way. I also forgot that there's these little, I don't know what the hell you call them. They came with the buckles anyway. So yeah, let's get that in here. I can't do this one-handed, so give me a second. Ta-da! Okay, so now I need to cut the waste pipe because it's far too long and get that in to there. I considered drilling a hole in the lid, and then I was like, well, you know, if we ever needed to use this to carry water or whatever, it's probably not a good idea. So I am literally just going to, when we're on the road, I will probably take the pipe out, the waste pipe out, and put the lid on this tank. I won't do that with the freshwater tank. We're messing about with the pump and all that palaver, but this one's dinky enough to do it with. So okay, so that's the water tank, double strapped and secure and belted in and buckled in, and she ain't going nowhere either. Alright, next job is building the frame for under the small table that's going to be at the front of the van. I have 2 by 1 inch here. To be fair, I would have preferred to use the square stuff I used to build the other benches, but I don't have any, and I'm running low on time, and this is what I had to hand, so I'm gonna make use of it. It'll be all right, I think, she says. Forever hopeful I am. Alright, that's one done. I'm going to get the second one done, and then we'll get them out and have a look at them in the van. Alright, so that's the general idea. I don't have time to do anything fancy and wonderful. There will be a piece of plywood on this side to give them solidarity. They're going to be screwed into the walls and the floors, and then there'll be a piece of plywood over the top. I have to give myself some room to get in, so I can try and show you. So, like so, and then the tabletop. I'll be sitting here, tabletop here, and I also want to maybe put a little step down there, because I've made my benches just a smidge too high, and I don't want my back being pulled with my legs dangling. So I might do that. I might go in and just put another piece across there, and screw it in, and then we'll come back out here and drill them into place. Okay, tabletop semi-fitted. The light in here is a bit rubbish, I'm afraid, so we're going to just have to work with what we've got. Hopefully you can see what the blooming heck I'm doing, because as the van gets fuller, the space gets less. But I'm going to do some beveling first of all, because eventually what I will do is put some wood filler over the screw holes so that it's not seen and you just have the plain old table for now. And yes, you know what, this is not the prettiest of tables, but at the moment it's going to be a temporary fixture. I don't think I'm going to keep it. It's just that I'm now, like I said before, I've only got 3.5 weeks to go. So let's get cracking. If I can figure out where all the places are that I can put my screws. Did I bring my screws out? Yes, I did. Always a bonus. Alright, table on. Now I need to do the front. So with all the wood that I have, you would think that I had one that would fit that front part, but I don't, because I've cut that much stuff and all the wood is pretty much used. However, I am repurposing what I used as a temporary countertop, which is great because this will be the inside. Once it's turned on the other side, no one will know, and then it'll be painted and it'll look delightful and all that palaver. So if you can reuse it, because you know you don't need to buy new every 5 bloody minutes. I'm all for repurposing stuff if you can do it. So let's get this cut, and then that will be me for the night, I think, because I'm pooped. Again, struggling for space and dealing with the pitch black. There you go. Ta-da! It's so misty outside. It looks like something out of a Sherlock Holmes movie. Horror movie. Looks horrible. Okay, so bring her right up to the edge. Yay! That'll do, pig. That'll do. Screws. Screwdriver. Right, chaps, I am going to carry on and maybe do a bit of painting, but I'm totally done recording. So, that's me for the night. Okay guys, so that is the table more or less done. It probably needs a couple of layers more of varnish, and there's a wee bit of patching where I have filled in the holes for the screws. Put another couple of layers and that'll be grand. I have started already varnishing these parts down the front of the bench. Haven't done that side, as you can see the difference. And also the back counter, I have put the wood filler in, so I need that to set tomorrow, and then I'll get cracking on with that. And then yeah, it'll be nice and cozy, and we'll have reds and browns, and this will be our cozy dining area / bed area. Oh, and did I show you the lights? I put the lights in. Did I show you the lights? Let me see. Oh. Yar. Okay, so they are on super bright, as you can see, but they're also dimmable. So if you just press that, they go down and then off. And there's USB plugs underneath it. I don't think we'll be using them. There's enough. There's going to be enough. One there, USB ports. So I'm not overly worried, but they are going to be our night lights for when the bed comes down and we want to read or whatever. Right, that's me for another video. Time's running out now, so I'm under a little bit of pressure to get this done. But yeah, we'll get there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please say hi in the comments and give us a thumbs up and press the bell if you want to see more content. And if you're not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. That's me. I'll see you soon. Always remember, you're never too old. Bye.